Do your peace lily leaves turn black out of nowhere? Stay with me. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what's happening, how to diagnose it in the right order, and the calm, plant-safe steps I take to fix it without stressing the plant or you. I'm sharing this as a woman who has raised more peace lilies than I can count in real American apartments and homes. North-facing windows, chilly entries, bright sunrooms, even a warm bathroom. I've made mistakes, I've learned, and today I'll walk you through a simple system so your plant bounces back. If you follow along, you'll be able to tell why your leaves are turning black and exactly what to do next, step by step. What black leaves actually are. Black on a peace lily or Spathiphyllum can show up in a few ways. Black tips or margins on otherwise green leaves. Black patches, often irregular, sometimes with a yellow halo. Entire leaves turning dark and collapsing from the base. Blossom spadices dropping dark pollen that looks like specks or streaks on leaves. That's not disease, it's just staining. Different patterns point to different causes. So let's diagnose in the right order. My 7-point diagnosis checklist and the order I use it. 1. Soil moisture and root health. If I see blackening, I press my finger into the potting mix down to the second knuckle. Is it consistently wet? Peace lilies like even moisture, but they are not marsh plants. Sour, swampy smell or mushy roots when you slide the root ball out mean root rot, the most common reason for blackening and collapse. What it looks like: leaves droop even after watering. Lower leaves darken and die. The plant can't take up water because roots are damaged. Fix gentle and safe. 1. Slide the plant out. If roots are 10, white, and firm, you're okay. Skip 2. Watering habits. If roots are brown, black, and mushy, trim those pieces with sterilized scissors. 2. Report into a fresh airy mix. My reliable blend is 2 parts cocoa coir or peat, plus 1 part fine orchid bark, plus 1 part perlite. Optional small handful of compost. The pot must have drainage. 3. Water once to settle soil, then let the top inch dry before the next watering. 4. Move to bright, indirect light, stable warmth. No harsh drenches. Fresh, medium, and air to the roots do more healing than any bottle. 2. Water quality and salt buildup. Black tips often start as brown, then go dark. In U.S. tap water, fluoride, chlorine, and dissolved salts, plus heavy fertilizer, can burn delicate leaf tips over time. Fix. If possible, switch to filtered distilled rainwater. At minimum, let tap water stand overnight so chlorine can dissipate. Fluoride won't evaporate. But the pause equalizes temperature. Leach the soil every 2 to 3 months. Water generously so 10 to 20% drains out the bottom. This rinses salts. Keep fertilizer light. A balanced, gentle houseplant fertilizer at 1/4 strength once a month during spring-summer. Skip feeding in winter or after reporting for 4 to 6 weeks. 3. Light level and sun scorch. Peace lilies are shade tolerant, but direct sun, especially through south or west windows, can scorch leaves. Scorch patches start tan, bronze, and can turn black. On the flip side, too little light doesn't directly blacken leaves, but it weakens the plant, so every other stress hits harder. Fix. Bright, indirect is the sweet spot. East window with sheer curtain is perfect. Southwest is okay if you diffuse the light. If you're in a darker room, push the plant closer to the window or add a small LED grow light set on low. 4. Temperature shocks and drafts. If leaves blackened right after a chilly night, a holiday away, or a winter delivery, sink, cold damage. Peace lilies dislike temps under 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius. Black areas often appear days after the exposure. Fix. Temps 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 27 degrees Celsius. Avoid direct AC heater blasts and winter window drafts. When bringing a plant home in winter, wrap it. When airing a room, move the plant away from the draft. 5. Humidity and indoor climate. Extremely dry air won't usually turn leaves black overnight, but it leads to crispy tips that darken. Peace lilies feel best around 40 to 60% humidity, typical for many U.S. homes, but winter heating can drop it. Fix. Group plants. Place the pot on a pebble tray with water below the pot base, or run a small humidifier nearby. Dust leaves with a damp cloth so pores can breathe. Dust plus dry air equals stress. 6. Pathogens. Leaf spot versus rot. Some fungal or bacterial leaf spots produce dark lesions that may go nearly black, sometimes with a yellow halo. Usually this happens with high humidity, poor air circulation, and water sitting on leaves. Fix gentle. Remove 100% of affected leaves. Don't try to save half a leaf. Sterilize tools between cuts. Isopropyl alcohol works. Improve air movement and water at the soil, not over the foliage. If spots keep returning after these steps, use a labeled houseplant fungicide per directions. In many cases, culture fixes are enough. 7. Natural aging and spent blooms. Old leaves, yellow, then brown, black at the base as they die. Spent blooms drop dark pollen that looks messy but isn't diseased. This is normal. Fix. Trim old leaves at the base with sterile scissors. When white spathes age to green or brown, cut the flower stalk near the base. Wipe off pollen stains with a soft, damp cloth. Quick flow chart: what I do the moment I see black. 1. Check the soil. Wet and smelly. Gives treat for rot and repot. 2. Look at the pattern. Tips only. Gives salts, water quality. Large patches with halos. Gives leaf spots, scorch, whole leaf from base. Gives root issue or aging. 3. Scan the room. Any cold, blasts, heaters, direct sun. 4. Decide one change at a time. Adjust water quality, light, or report if necessary. Don't do 5 big changes at once. You want to see what helps? The safest rescue plan for each cause. Overwatering gives root rot. Report into fresh airy mix and a pot with drainage. Trim soft black roots, keep firm pale ones. Water rhythm. Water thoroughly, then wait until the top inch is dry. In cool months, wait longer. Place in bright, indirect light and keep stable warmth. Do not fertilize for 4 to 6 weeks. The plant must regrow roots first. B. Water quality plus fertilizer burn. Switch to filtered distilled rainwater. Leach the soil. Run water through the pot until it drains freely. Feed 1/4 strength, no more than monthly in active growth. None in winter. C. Sun scorch. Move 2 to 4 feet back from a southwest window or diffuse with sheer curtains. Remove badly damaged leaves so the plant focuses on new growth. D. Cold damage. Keep it away from winter windows at night. Ideal: 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. After cold shock, be patient. Remove dead tissue and support new growth with consistent care. A. Leaf spot, fungal, bacterial. Remove affected leaves. Clean tools between cuts. Increase airflow. Avoid wetting leaves. Water in the morning so surfaces dry by evening. If it persists, apply a labeled fungicide per instructions. F. Natural aging. Simply prune old leaves at the base. Encourage new growth with proper light and rhythm. My watering method that ended 90% of black tip problems. I water fully so moisture reaches the entire root ball. Then I wait until the top inch feels dry and the pot is lighter. In summer, that might be every 5 to 7 days. In winter, 10 to 14 plus days. I don't go by the calendar, I go by the plant and the room. Tip: if you struggle to read moisture, a simple moisture probe can help. Don't chase numbers. Use it as a second opinion, not a judge. The light that peace lilies love as home guidance. East window. Ideal morning sun filtered by a sheer north window, workable if the window is big and unobstructed. Growth will be slower. South, west. Move the plant several feet back or hang a sheer curtain. Avoid hot beams that create black scorch patches. Interior rooms. Add a small LED grow light set to 10 to 12 hours on low. Keep it 12 to 18 inches above the plant. Potting mix and ray porting, the gentle recipe. Peace lilies enjoy moisture, but hate stale, airless soil. The goal is moisture plus air at the same time. My mix: 2 parts coir or peat moisture retention, 1 part fine orchid bark air pockets, 1 part perlite drainage. Optional: a small handful of compost for biology. Pot choice: use a pot just 1 to 2 inches wider than the root ball. Always drainage holes. If you love decorative covers, keep the plant in a nursery pot and set it inside. Empty excess water from the cover after 10 minutes. Report timing: every 1 to 2 years, or if roots circle tightly or the mix stays wet too long. Fertilizing without burn. Peace lilies are modest feeders. More fertilizer won't give more flowers. It will give crispy black tips. Use a balanced houseplant fertilizer at 1/4 strength once a month from spring to early fall. Skip feeding in late fall and winter. After reporting or a root rot recovery, wait 4 to 6 weeks before any feeding. If you've overfed, do a flush water. Until 10 to 20% drains, switch to better water and give the plant time. Humidity and airflow. Keep general humidity around 40 to 60%. Bathrooms often work well if they have bright indirect light. Use a small fan on low nearby, not blowing directly on the plant, to prevent stagnant, disease-friendly air. Clean leaves equals healthier plant. Dust blocks light and traps moisture on the surface. Wipe leaves with a soft, damp cloth every few weeks. Avoid oily leaf shine products. A clean leaf is beautiful on its own. Common myths I gently avoid. Constant misting fixes everything. Light misting can help humidity a little, but on peace lilies, it also leaves water sitting on surfaces, inviting leaf spots. I prefer a humidifier or pebble tray. Pouring hydrogen peroxide regularly into soil. One-time emergency rinse is sometimes suggested online, but repeated use can stress roots and soil life. I focus on reporting airflow and correct watering. Huge pots are safer. Oversized pots keep soil wet and airless, inviting rot. Right-sized pots are safer. Special cases that look scary but aren't. Dark specks after flowering, that's pollen from the spadix, not disease. Wipe it away. 1 old leaf turns black at the base, likely natural aging. Remove it and watch for healthy new leaves. A gentle weekly routine. Would I actually do? Weekly. Field the soil, water, only when the top inch is dry. Quick leaf wiped if dusty. Check for drafts or hot sunbeams that moved with the season. Monthly. Leach the soil with a thorough watering that yields drain off. Light feeding 1/4 strength in active seasons. Seasonally. In winter, pull plants back from cold windows at night. In summer, filter intense light through shears. Report when soil compacts or roots crowd. When to worry and when not to. Worry if new leaves are emerging blackened, multiple leaves collapse from the base, and the soil smells sour. That's root rot report promptly. Don't worry if one or two older leaves darken while the crown is pushing fresh, glossy leaves. That's the plant letting go of old foliage. Real life story. Last winter, I rescued a peace lily that had lived right against a single pane window in a Midwestern cold snap. The owner thought it needed more water because it drooped so the pot stayed wet and freezing. Several leaves turned black from the base. I trimmed the rotten roots, replotted into my airy mix, gave it a warm east window with a sheer curtain, and watered only when the top inch dried. I skipped fertilizer for 6 weeks. In a month, new leaves appeared, lighter green at first, then glossy and strong. Today, it's back to blooming. If you're watching this in the US, a few quick notes. Tap water varies a lot. If your peace lily gets black tips repeatedly, try distilled for a month and see if it stops. That experiment alone has solved so many cases for viewers. Heating and AC cycles change light and humidity. If black patches show up suddenly, check what changed in the room. Shifted sun angle, a new vent blowing, a colder night. Step-by-step summary. 1. Check moisture. Wet plus smelly equals report for rot. 2. Improve light, too bright, indirect. Diffuse harsh sun. 3. Switch to filtered distilled water, leach salts. 4. Feed lightly 1/4 strength, monthly in season or not at all in winter. 5. Keep temps 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Avoid drafts. 6. Remove diseased leaves. Sterilize tools. 7. Clean leaves. Support 40 to 60% humidity. 8. Be patient. New growth tells the truth. Before we finish, what not to do. Don't cut the plant back to the soil line in frustration. Peace lilies store energy in their crowns and roots. Targeted pruning is enough. Don't stack fixes all at once. Change 1 or 2 variables, then observe for 2 to 3 weeks. Don't chase miracle cures. Consistency outperforms quick fixes. If your peace lily leaves are turning black, it's your plant whispering. Something's off. Now you speak the language. Moisture balance, gentle light, clean water, and patient pruning. Follow this plan, and your plant will answer with fresh, glossy leaves and those elegant, white blooms. If this video helped you, stay with me. I share real-life, gentle plant care that works in normal homes, not greenhouses. Watch more, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which part you're trying first. I'm here cheering for your plants and for you.